And hey guys, today we're going to learn about coding. It's not the coding like those kids coding, like where there's two blocks and you place them together and your sprite or whatever moves up 10 feet. It's JavaScript. JavaScript is way harder than that. You have to do all consoles, var, and all those strings and dot stuff. And now I've made two strips of code that put this into our console. Now, please read it. Pause the video if you need to. Skip to 1 minute. And if you're back, if you wonder how I made these words, even using JavaScript, I used the console.log. I'm going to go ahead and exit this console.log. Bam, no console. Now, look at this part. The part where the thing above the console. Sorry, I have a sore throat. Probably. Where it says script.js, and below that it has this one right here. It's the place where this mouse thing is moving. Okay. Some of you might be new to console in JavaScript. This is for only basics, beginners. So this is how you type it. Okay, type console. CONSOLE. And you put a dot and you write log. So you write console.log. And you hit shift, you hit 9. And then there are two parentheses that pop up. In most cases, you'll have to hit 9 and 0 for your two parentheses to pop up. But in stuff like this, two parentheses pop up automatically. Now, you see, you have this thing. It's called console.log. Console.log two parentheses. In those parentheses, you're going to type number, like 5. At the end, you have to put this mark, and then look, as you can see in the console, it puts a 5. So whatever you put in these parentheses, it will show. I put that number, it shows that number. If I press backspace, it backspaces the number. If I backspace it to 702, put 702. If I backspace to 70, oh, you already get it. But here's something you have to know. When you're typing letters or words in the console, you will have to put these marks. So in those marks, it's randomly going to, not randomly, it's going to automatically appear two of these two dots, the ones that I'm highlighting, these two things. Well, I'll tell you on the keyboard where to find them. You see the quotations marks? If you found them, you just click that. You don't hit shift and click it, you just click it, and two of these will appear. In some cases, same as the parentheses, you'll have to hit them twice. In the middle of those, you can type letters. So, when you type characters, English characters in the parentheses, you have to put these quotation marks thing, but they're not quotation marks. If you don't put it, it will just say like error 562.10.9, not available, code unavailable, try doing something else, and like no parentheses, whatever. So I put those two things in there. Now I write how. It will print how. If we put a question mark, it prints question mark. If we put a 5, it prints 5. Notice that you can use these two things to print numbers and letters. Only when you want to print numbers and letters, you do that. Now, here's something you all should know. If you don't put these two parentheses, your code is going to look like this. So, and then, just pretend I didn't put I didn't put the parentheses, and I type letters. Look, error, uncaught reference error, ... Skadra is not defined. It'll just probably say that. So now let's see this. We put those marks. And now it prints it. So here's a review. Now read the console while I type this. Continue reading. Slow typer. Okay, if you do not put the marks that I talked about, the quotation mark thing, it will just say error, undefined, ... That's what I want you to read now. When you're putting numbers, you don't have to put those marks. You get me right. Now, here's a trick. Remember I said at the end you had to place those two things, the comma and the dot on top? Well, you don't necessarily have to do something. Put those marks. Those marks are just like if you want to type more. I usually put them, but you could not put them. Look, if you read this console.log 5, parentheses, 5, next to it there's there's a comma with a dot on top of it. As you can see in the console, look in the console, it prints a 5. Now I backspace that comma with a dot on top, it still prints 5. And now if I put GG good game, as you can see, it prints in the console, prints GG good game. As you can see, there's the comma with a dot on top of it again. Now if you backspace that, as you can see in the console, it says GG good game again. Let's review. To type console.log, you have to write console .log. Warning, none of these words, console.log, none of those words can be a capitalized word. If that, like this, look, in parentheses, it'll say error, uncut type error, console.log, console.capital log, capital L, OG is not a function. So you will have to put a lowercase l like that, and then you just put parentheses. Not parentheses, put this quotation marks thing, you write GG good game. And let's make a review about what's in the parentheses. When you type characters or words, you have to put those two quotation marks things. When you're typing letters, you don't have to put them, but when you're typing words and letters, you have to put them. Here, and at the end, you don't necessarily have to put the comma with a dot on top. Here's another trick. You can hit shift and that quotation marks thing, and it'll put quotation marks. And you write hi, it still prints hi. So either of them works. 2 ways. That's gonna end this video today, and next time I'll come back with another coding video soon. Bye.